Well, today we're going to start a journey that millions of Hebrews and Christians have taken over the last 3,000 years. We're going to study the Torah, which is the first section. It's the oldest section of the original Hebrew Bible. Now, Torah is a word that few Christians have heard of, although more and more today, and I'm glad to see it, but most have any idea what it actually is. The Torah is the Hebrew name for the first 5 books of our Bible: Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. We're going to start with Genesis 1:1. We're going to go right on through Deuteronomy 34. We're going to do something a little bit different, though. We're going to add back in the Jewishness that has been removed over the last 1900 years. Why would we do that? Because it's within the Hebrew Jewish culture that and its language that the Torah was created. And it's only within that context that we gain proper understanding of what God's telling us. In fact, the entire Bible, Old Testament and New, was written by Hebrews. Hebrews who were entirely immersed in the Hebrew culture. It was Moses, a Hebrew, who received the Torah from God on Mount Sinai around 1400 BC. Now, though we typically think of Moses receiving only those 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments from God while leading the Israelites out of their bondage in Egypt, in fact, the 10 Commandments were just a tiny piece of all that Moses received during those several trips that he made up and down that mountain. Moses actually received most of what is now the first 5 books of what we call the Old Testament. Now, Torah is not a word you're going to find in our modern English Bibles. And it is a tragedy that that's the case. In general, where in the ancient texts, the Hebrew word Torah appeared, you'll find today the word law. And this is it's a somewhat, I think, intentional mistranslation. And this first happened when the scriptures were translated to Greek, and it was fostered by the desire of the early church to distance itself from the Jewish people. Torah does not mean law. In an overly simplistic sense, it means teaching.